If you're collecting Social Security and enrolled in Medicare, your January 2026 check went up 2.8%. That's the cost of living adjustment, the COLA. And for the average retired worker, it adds about $56 a month. That's what the headlines told you. Here's what the headlines did not tell you. On the exact same day that 2.8% raise hit your check, the Medicare Part B premium deducted from that check went up 9.7%, from $185 a month to $202.90. That's a $17.90 increase, and it comes out of the same paycheck. So the real raise, the number that actually lands in your bank account, is closer to $38 a month, not $56. And for retirees in a specific income bracket I'm going to name in a minute, the so-called raise is actually a pay cut. We're going to walk through the exact math using one retiree named Robert. We'll cover the one federal provision almost nobody explains. It's called Hold Harmless, and it changes the math entirely for millions of people. And by the end of this video, you'll know the 3 moves to make tonight to keep more of your own money in 2026. Before we dive in, everything in this video is education, not individual financial guidance. Everyone's retirement looks different. But if you're ready to have a real conversation about your retirement goals, scan the QR code on your screen right now to book a free consultation with a qualified professional. All right, let's get into it. Meet Robert. Robert is 66 years old. He retired last year after 38 years as a plant manager in Akron, Ohio. His wife, Linda, is 64 and still works part-time at a community college. They have about $420,000 in combined traditional IRAs. And Robert's Social Security benefit, the one that landed in his bank account in December 2025, was $2,200 a month. Robert got the news in October, 2.8% COLA. He did the math on a napkin at the kitchen table. 2,200 times 2.8% equals $61.60. Not quite the $56 average, but close because Robert's benefit is a little above average. Then the January check showed up, and it was not what Robert expected. Here's what most retirees have never heard of. It's called the Hold Harmless provision. It's federal law, Section 1839 of the Social Security Act, if you want to look it up. And here's what it does. If your Medicare Part B premium is deducted directly from your Social Security check, the Part B increase in any given year cannot be larger, in raw dollars, than your COLA increase in raw dollars. Your Social Security check cannot go down in the year a Part B premium goes up. It's a floor. That sounds great in theory. But here's the catch. The rule protects you from a check that shrinks. It does not protect you from a check that grows by a lot less than you were promised. And for higher income retirees who pay IRMAA surcharges, Hold Harmless doesn't apply at all. Those retirees absorb the full Part B increase, no matter how small their COLA is. That's the detail most videos on this topic leave out. And it's the detail that explains why some retirees see the full $56 and others see almost nothing. Let's run the numbers for Robert. His December check was $2,200 Social Security portion. The Part B premium was already being deducted. That was $185. So his net deposit was about $2,015. In January, Social Security applied the 2.8% COLA to the gross benefit. 2,200 times 1.028 equals $2,261.60. That's the new gross. Then, Medicare deducted the new Part B premium, $202.90. The net deposit on the January check, $2,058.70. So the real raise, December net to January net, is $43.70, not $61.60. Not even the headline, 56. For Robert specifically, the Medicare premium increase ate about 29% of his COLA. Now here's the number to remember. For the average retired worker, according to the Social Security Administration's own 2026 fact sheet, citing an average benefit around $2,000, the net COLA after the Part B increase is approximately $38 a month, not $56. That's a 32% haircut on the headline. So we've established that the 2.8% COLA is real, but the Part B premium increase eats roughly a third of it for the average retiree. Now here's where it gets really interesting, because for a specific slice of retirees, the math is far worse. The $202.90 Part B premium only applies to about 95% of Medicare enrollees, the ones whose modified adjusted gross income, or MAGI, is below a certain threshold. Above those thresholds, you pay IRMAA, the income-related monthly adjustment amount. For 2026, using your 2024 tax return, and yes, Medicare uses a 2-year look back, we'll come back to that. The IRMAA tiers start at $109,000 of MAGI for a single filer, or $218,000 for a married couple filing jointly. At the lowest IRMAA tier, the Part B premium jumps from $202.90 to about $277. That's a $74.50 surcharge on top of the base premium. At the top tier, above $500,000 for a single or $750,000 for a joint filer, the premium hits roughly $689 a month per person. For a high-earning retiree couple crossing an IRMAA cliff in 2026, the $28 COLA raise gets wiped out by a $100 or $200 Part B increase. The raise becomes a pay cut. That is the math news coverage doesn't show. Now, let me be direct about this. Everything I just described assumes you're enrolled in Medicare Part B and have your premium deducted from your Social Security check. Here's when the math is different. First, if you're still working past 65 with employer group coverage and you've properly deferred Part B enrollment, you keep the full COLA. The Part B deduction doesn't happen because you're not paying Part B yet. Second, if you're a veteran using VA or TRICARE for life as your primary coverage, and you've made the choice to skip Part B entirely, none of this applies. The full 2.8% lands in your account. Third, if you qualify for a Medicare savings program, that's QMB, SLMB, or QI, your state pays your Part B premium. You also keep the full COLA. And fourth, if you're a retiree who got back paid under the Social Security Fairness Act in 2025, the law that repealed the windfall elimination provision and government pension offset, your baseline benefit was recalculated. Your COLA math is applied to the new higher baseline. That's actually good news, though the Social Security Administration has already paid out about $17 billion to 3.1 million retirees under this provision and continues to process new applications. If none of those four exceptions applies to you, the net $38 math is what you're seeing. Let me summarize what we've covered so far. The headline, 2026 COLA, is 2.8%, about $56 a month for the average retiree. The Medicare Part B increase is 9.7%, about $17.90. For most retirees, that reduces the real net raise to around $38. Hold Harmless protects you from an actual check reduction, but not from a shrunk raise. IRMAA makes the math worse for higher income retirees. Four specific exceptions: deferred Part B, VA, Medicare savings programs, or Fairness Act beneficiaries keep you whole. Now here's what to do about it, broken out by where you are right now. If you're a Segment A, 45 to 55, still working 10 to 20 years from claiming, the wage base jumped to $184,500 this year, up $8,400 from last year. If your salary is above that, more of it counts toward your future benefit. Check your 2025 W-2 to see how much crossed the line. If you're a Segment B, 55 to 65, close to claiming or newly claiming, this is your window to model your first 4 years of net Social Security against the Medicare schedule. The maximum benefit at full retirement age for 2026 is $4,207 a month. At age 62, it's $2,969. At 70, if you delay, it's $5,181. Those are the numbers before Medicare. Always model after Medicare. If you're a Segment C, already retired, already claiming, your immediate action is to check whether your 2024 tax return crosses an IRMAA threshold for 2026. Because Medicare uses a 2-year look back, your 2024 tax return is the one that set your 2026 premium. If you had a one-time income event in 2024, a large Roth conversion, a house sale, a pension lump sum, you can file a form called SSA 44 to request a reconsideration. That form exists for exactly this purpose. Here's the artifact I want you to screenshot right now. 3 numbers. I call this the 3-number card. Number 1. Your expected 2026 monthly Social Security benefit before Medicare. You can find this on your SSA statement at ssa.gov/myaccount. Number 2, your expected 2026 Part B premium after looking up your 2024 MAGI against the IRMAA table. Most people will be $202.90. Number 3, the net. Number 1 minus number 2. That's what actually lands in your checking account each month. If that net number is lower than what you budgeted for 2026, you need to know now, not in July, when you're 8 months into a cash flow gap. Here's one more exception worth naming. The Social Security taxability thresholds, $25,000 for a single filer, $32,000 for a joint filer, have not been adjusted for inflation since 1984. since 1984. 42 years. So even retirees whose benefit is going up by $38 a month are seeing a larger share of that benefit become taxable as their provisional income climbs. The inflation erosion story on Social Security taxability is real, and we'll do an entire video on the SSA 44 tactic and the taxability thresholds in a future episode. 3 actions before you go to bed tonight, in order, smallest to largest. Action 1, 4 minutes. Go to ssa.gov/myaccount. Log in, download your 2026 benefit statement. Look at the gross amount, write it down. Action 2, 10 minutes. Pull your 2024 tax return. Look up your MAGI. Compare it to the IRMAA brackets, 109,000 single, 218,000 joint. If you're within 10,000 of a cliff, flag it. If you're over a cliff because of a one-time event, pull SSA Form 44 from ssa.gov. Action 3, when you're ready. If you're inside the IRMAA zone, if your 2026 net doesn't match your budget, or if you are still working and want to model the coordinated COLA math for 2 earners, that's where a conversation helps. Book a free consultation at theretirementclassroom.manus.space. The link is in the description. That's where we do the individual math. 3 things to remember from this video. 1. The 2026 COLA is 2.8% gross, but closer to 1.9% net for the average retiree after Medicare. That gap, the headline versus the reality, is the single most underreported number in the 2026 retirement news cycle. 2. Hold Harmless protects you from a shrinking check. It does not protect you from a diluted raise, and it does not apply above the IRMAA threshold. 3. Your 2024 tax return set your 2026 Medicare premium. If something unusual happened in 2024, SSA Form 44 is the tool to fix it. If this helped, hit subscribe. We drop new retirement education every week, Monday through Saturday, no filler. And if you know a friend or a family member who's going to open their January statement and wonder where their raise went, send them this video. That's how we help each other retire smarter. The Social Security Administration projects the trust fund will be able to pay 100% of scheduled benefits through 2033, then 77% after that unless Congress acts. Your retirement planning needs to account for that math too. We'll cover it in detail in an upcoming video. Until then, take the 3 actions tonight. We'll see you next time.
Hey, before you go, if you're serious about your retirement, we'd love to help. Scan the QR code on screen right now or visit the link in the description to book a completely free strategy session with a qualified professional. It only takes a couple minutes to fill out, and there's absolutely no obligation. Take the first step today. We'll see you in the next one.